Welcome. I'm Megan Hernandez. I am the founder of this group, Tax Savvy Bookkeeper, as well as the Tax Savvy Bookkeeper course. And I am coming here today to talk about something that a lot of people kind of skip talking about. We've been talking so far this month about setting goals, setting intentions, and we kind of overlooked we don't. A lot of people overlook the idea of, okay, but what if I don't reach those goals? What if I don't follow through with the goals? What next? So I think it's really interesting, and I thought that it would be something really great for us to talk about today. I'll be honest, I'm actually being a little bit selfish by wanting to talk about this because I think I need to hear it as well. Being in not just this industry, but being the type of person that likes numbers, that likes to follow the rules, likes structure, likes all that stuff. I'm uncomfortable with setting a goal, not knowing for sure if I'm going to reach it. So it actually prevented me a lot of times in the past from even setting monetary goals or setting, intangible goals of getting a great client or getting into a good standing in my business and all that stuff. So let's kind of rewind a little bit. I'll remind you that we started off this month talking about intentions. Setting an intention is kind of like an overall overarching theme for the year. And you can, of course, break it down into months and quarters and to help you assess it. But it's really kind of the idea, what you want to accomplish as a whole this year. And a lot of people set words. So mine was, my word for the year was being present. I want to be fully present in everything I'm doing. And so breaking that out into actual individual goals for my business, for my family, for myself personally, for myself and my family, it's not so much monetary, it's more so the things I want to accomplish, like going on trips or having me time or getting massages, like being real specific like that. But for the business, it is actually a monetary goal that I want to set for the year. And then I break it down into quarters, break it down into months. And me saying that I want to be more present in my business means I want to be more laser focused on the specific service that I'm wanting to offer or the specific project that I'm working on or something like that. So we set goals. We looked at the SMART methods, SMART goal setting, which was setting something specific, measurable, attainable, reachable, was it? And then trackable, I think. I don't have it written in front of me anymore, but it was basically a method to help you map out the goal and actually write it out really specific so that it helps you be able to tell if you've reached it. Okay, so hopefully you guys put some of that stuff in place. Hopefully you put some things in place, and we talked about it earlier in the month, and now we're reaching the end of the month. So maybe you had set a specific goal to get 2 more clients or to reach $1,000 more this month. And you're working hard to reach it. When you set that specific goal, it gives you a sense of urgency that maybe it's not really there, but since you've set it for yourself and since you've told yourself that's what you want to do, you have that goal in mind, you have that end result in mind, and so you feel more of a sense of urgency to reach it. So, you're on track, you're trying for that, you're getting out there and networking, you're talking to potential clients. Maybe you did get a client, maybe you did get some more money this month, but maybe you didn't hit the exact number that you had set for yourself. So what now? Are you going to just give up? Are you going to sit back and say, well, it didn't work. I mean, I'm a failure, of course, and, I wasn't able to do it. You could do that. Is that productive? Is that going to help you at all in your business, in your personal life, in your mindset? I know that that's kind of the go-to for a lot of us, but is that Is that a positive reaction? Is that something that's going to help you? Are you just going to give up on your business altogether because you didn't reach your goal? What is that going to accomplish? Nothing. What is going to happen if you say, okay, I didn't quite get there, but I'm going to get there next month? All right. So you set that goal for next month. You're on track to reach it. What happens if you don't reach that goal? Well, yeah, that is disappointing, but I bet you're further than you would be if you had not reset it, right? So what you want to do is, and this is kind of like what we talk about with my coach and in some of the group coaching that I've done, is you don't want to move the goalpost so that you're not celebrating. Like when you set a goal and you reach it, you want to celebrate that milestone, but then you do want to set a new goal. You do want to keep moving the goalpost, because that is the point. If you're trying to grow your business, if you're trying to make things better, even if you get to the point where you're making enough money that you don't want to make more money or spend more time, you still want to try to you still want to perfect your processes and become a better business owner for your clients, become a better service provider for your clients, get more knowledge, get more training maybe, so that you do the best job possible. So even when you're like there, let's say you only want to make 5,000 a month, and you are there, you are making 5,000 a month. You only want to spend 10 hours a week, and you're there. You're 10 hours a week, $5,000 a month. You don't want to get stagnant. You don't want to get stale and just sit in that. You do want to move the goalpost further, even if it's in another area, even if it's in personal development, even if it's in mindset, even if it is making things better for your family, making things work even better. So you do want to keep moving that goalpost forward. You want to celebrate your accomplishments, but you do want to keep moving toward your goals. So you're going to keep setting goals. And if you don't reach the goal you set, reassess it. It's not the end of the world. The reason you set a goal that is very ambitious is to help you move forward some. It is not because you have to reach that, or it's just the end, right? You don't want to say, but keep in mind what's true. Okay, so keep in mind what's true as well. So I will acknowledge that. So let's say that you have to make a certain amount of money in 6 months from now. I think that was our example when we were looking at the SMART goal, is you have to make $5,000, be at $5,000 a month in 6 months' time, or you will have to go back and get a job, right? So that is true urgency. That is something that you have to accomplish. And you're going to try as hard as you can, and you're going to try as best as you can to reach it. And you're going to break it down into quarters. You're going to break it down into months. You can break it down into weeks, but you are going to be on track to do that. Now, let's say, sorry to be a downer, but let's say that you don't quite get there. Does that mean that you just want to completely give up and you're never going to try to build your business again? You're going to go back and get a full-time job and that's just it? That's not what I would do. That's not what I would suggest that you do. I would think that you would be quite unhappy if that's what you do. Set another goal for yourself, okay? In 6 months from now, let's say you have to go back and get that job. Well, when you're at that job, start resetting some goals for yourself and your business. Like, don't just give up the clients that you have gotten and give up the money that you have received. Set a new goal for yourself to get back in there. You can eventually get it to work. You can make $5,000 a month. You can have clients that you want to have. You can work the hours that you want to work. But it takes dedication and it takes consistent action, and you have to consistently try harder and harder. You can't have that giving up mentality. And I know that sometimes it just comes, and sometimes it's hard to not let those thoughts creep in, but you have to be aware of them, and you have to push them out, and you have to keep going. So all of you can make this work. All of you can have a bookkeeping business. All of you can make money in your business and work with clients you want to work with. All of it is doable. It is not unreachable for any of you, but it is going to require you to work hard and not give up. Okay, so Kayla said, my goal is to stop being such a wuss and actually get clients. Yeah, I mean, I don't, maybe you are being a wuss, but I bet a lot of that is fear based. And I bet a lot of it is you're holding yourself back. So, I'm glad that you acknowledge that within yourself, and Lisa too. I'm glad that you see that part of the reason you haven't gotten a client is because you're kind of holding yourself back from getting a client. That doesn't mean you can't do the work. That doesn't mean that you can't fulfill all the services that need to be done for them, but you're scared. You're scared to take that leap. So that's a mindset thing. That's definitely a hurdle that can be in the way, and it's definitely something that you can work on overcoming. Now, something that I would maybe challenge you with, Kayla, and this is something that I had to do because, I give the scenario of, there's a lot of different ways you can think about it, but one way that I think about it is you're standing on the edge of the pool, or let's say you're standing on the edge of the diving board, right? And it's the high dive. And I'm thinking back to when I was probably 6 or 7, and I was on the high dive, and I was a pro at jumping from the shorter diving board into the water. I knew what to expect. I knew it was below me. I knew how deep the water went. I knew how far it was to the bottom of the pool. I knew that the water was clear and that there was nothing in my way and I was going to be absolutely fine. But when I was standing up there on the high dive, everything felt different. The water looked dark. It looked scary. I didn't know what was underneath the surface. And you can prepare yourself in all different kinds of ways. And in this scenario, we prepare ourselves with courses and coaches and additional trainings and certifications and another certification and the QuickBooks certification. And like we get all these different things, but in this analogy, it's like we get the pool floaties, we get the sunscreen, we get our sun hat, we get our sunglasses, we get our bathing suit on, we get the rings that you throw in the water. Like you can keep adding on stuff, but eventually you have to jump in. You have to jump in. And I know that's the scary part, but it's unavoidable. It's how you get into the water. It's how you get into the business. So what I would challenge you with, Kayla, is acknowledge that fear, acknowledge that scared feeling. It's valid. It's not accurate, but it is there to protect you, right? Thank you, Nicole. I love to do analogies, but I don't ever know if they're actually, good or not, or if they're resonating. So, let's see, where was I at? Something that I have a problem with is I have a fear that I'll forget what I'm saying, and it makes me forget what I'm saying. Let me back up though. So pretend for a second, Kayla and Lisa, pretend for a second that you're not afraid. So you are afraid. It's your brain telling you, that there is unknown circumstances. It's trying to protect you. It is a good thing that you have those feelings, but it's not accurate in this situation. You're not going to get hurt. You're not going to get in trouble. So pretend that it's not there for a minute. Hold it back for a minute and just go for it. Like just go for it. And in this case, I know it's not as simple as just diving in. I know that maybe you're holding back at all. So when you finally go for it, that is just now getting out there and networking. It's just now having some initial calls with clients, potential clients. It is just now sending proposals. So you're not going to automatically be afraid and then work with a client, right? There's some in-between stuff there that you'll have to work through, but go ahead and make a post. Go ahead and reach out to the potential client. Like each one of those are like diving into the water. And every time that you do it, it's going to get a little easier and it's going to feel a little easier for you. So this wasn't where I was intending to go with today's training, but I think that it's still applicable. It still applies because a lot of this, it has to do with feeling uncomfortable. It has to do with feeling unsure. You didn't reach the goal. You didn't do what you wanted to do. You didn't, check that box of what you initially said you were going to do at the beginning of the month. But that's okay because we're human and that happens with all of us. I told you when I first started, today's training was kind of selfish. It was for me because I needed to hear that about goal setting. I've been afraid to set goals because I've been afraid of what I'll feel if I don't reach that goal. So I've been hesitant to even set the goal. I've been on a path to, grow and keep going and keep doing, but I would do better. I know that I would have more success if I actually set a goal and strive for that. So that's something that I need to get over personally. It's something that, failure, the word failure. I don't want to feel like a failure. I haven't failed, and you haven't failed if you don't reach that goal, because it's a made up thing. You made it up. You made up the goal to just help you get further. And if you're trying to reach it, you're still getting further than if you didn't do anything at all. So it's still an accomplishment. We still need to celebrate. We need to celebrate anything that we've done towards that. So Kayla and Lisa, I would love to hear if you have done anything so far to make yourself uncomfortable, to put yourself out there at all. And it's okay if you haven't. But if you haven't, what is something small that you can go ahead and do to move towards that? So I'm assuming maybe you don't have a client yet at all. So you're saying you're scared to go towards that. So go to one networking opportunity online. Go into a Facebook group and meet somebody. Friend somebody on Facebook and have a conversation where you at least tell them what you do. You're not offering to do that for them. You're not trying to sell them, but at least telling them what you do to start practicing for putting it out there. Even something that small can make a big difference to yourself, to your mindset. And who knows, they may have 5 people in their back pocket that need help with bookkeeping. So, anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully this resonated with you guys. I would love to hear if you are willing to share if you did not reach your goal, but you made progress towards your goal this month, or if there's something that you want to set in place for next month, and we can help keep you accountable, or something that you are going to give a try, right? So, all right, well, thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful rest of your day. I will talk to you guys later, okay? Bye-bye.